Okay, everybody, here we go. Welcome to Wheels and Shaky, episode 11. It goes to 11.
Oh,
This is
that's
actually oddly
awesome. I forgot
this
about
is
that.
this
That's
is
good.
oddly convenient too because Spinal Tap 2, the second Spinal Tap movie comes out in like 2 weeks. Which I'm kind of
It
excited
does.
for. So this goes to 11. Um
That
and
is
if
a
you don't
special day.
understand if you're listening to this and you don't understand the it goes to 11 reference, you have lived a far too sheltered life and you need to get out more. All right. Um, so today, a couple things of note. One, today's date. Today's date is Thursday, August 28th, and that would
Mm,
be somebody's birthday.
Sounds familiar. It does, yes.
Not mine, but somebody else here.
I wonder.
One of us has a birthday, and it ain't me. So I'll let you do the math. So somebody 50.
Really? Really? You're gonna throw that number out there.
I was going to, but I don't know if I can count that high.
We have crossed the midway of the field,
Should I
of
get
the
the
football
guitar?
field.
Should I get the guitar? Do we want to
No.
sing?
No, because it's more
Happy
than that.
birthday to you. Yeah, good.
No balloons, no confetti, no
No,
horns, no trumpets.
we
Come
could
on.
do like Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Do not lift your shirt.
And John Kennedy's sitting right there looking at her, going, man, Dave Chappelle, bit, bitch, my wife's right here. Stop that. Shh, my wife's right
Nice.
here.
Nice.
Because if you don't think John Kennedy was putting it to Marilyn Monroe, you're just not. You're just again, you're fooling yourself. It's the same person that doesn't know what it goes to 11 means.
Can we get
Uh,
back to my birthday?
yes. So happy birthday, happy birthday,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
and it is a thing because I actually got to see you in person in the flesh
You
over the
did.
weekend, which was kind of a special occasion. We were going to try to do a podcast. We were going to try to do a recording on Monday,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out, but that's okay
No.
because now we have this, and we get to do this big celebration day. This is almost as big as Travis and Tay Tay getting engaged. Your birthday on
Almost.
your birthday on the podcast, I think, is a very
Almost.
close second.
It could be. It definitely could be.
I'm just saying.
But I don't know that I'm gonna get a note from the president like they did.
No, well, I'm calling the Today Show when we're done with this. I'm gonna call up.
Oh yeah.
Call up Savannah Guthrie. I'm gonna, hey, Savannah, listen, I want a little bit of extra coverage on this podcast episode because
It's a big deal.
it's Wheels' birthday, and that is on par with Travis and Tay Tay. By the way, I think we should come up with a show gift with a podcast gift. I'm like a nice place setting or maybe some candlesticks or something to
We
send
need
to
to
them.
find out what that maybe the
Or
registered IKEA.
you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let's get them sausage
Like,
maker, sausage casing, like a sausage casing maker. You know, something they can
do
make
I
their own
want to know
sausage.
the logic behind that?
No, I just think no. I just want something. I want to get them something that is completely and utterly ridiculous that they would probably never use because
They might have a cooking night together. I mean, you never know.
yeah,
It's
but
a
are they
couple's
gonna?
thing to
Yeah,
do.
but well, sure, but do you realize what it actually entails to really make your own sausage, to case your own sausage? This is not a thing. This is not an easy
Uh,
thing.
Obviously, I don't, but you
I
do.
I have I have Italian grandparents. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
We made their which. Oh, and by the way, one other quick side note before we dig into what we're doing today. On the plane home, on the plane back home, and then I had to finish it up this morning because I ran out of time. Uh, Netflix, Vince Vaughn's new movie, Nona's. I laughed a bunch
Hmm.
and cried even more.
At a Vince Vaughn movie.
Yes, at a Vince Vaughn movie, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why because this movie is all about cooking. You know, having old Italian ladies cook for you. And as somebody who spent a good portion of my life having old Italian ladies cook for me, uh,
Gotcha.
so it's so good, and you should watch it. Fantastic.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. Although I'm starting to realize that whenever they need the Italian woman love interest in these movies,
Hmm.
Linda Cardellini's name is number one on that list right across the board every time. It's like there's no other.
Really?
Yes, for some reason there doesn't seem to be another Italian, actress that's available for these things.
See, I've got old Southern grandmothers, so I come from a different experience.
Well, right, but I think even old Southern grandmothers, I think probably did the same thing. It's just what they were cooking was different.
Exactly.
You're getting biscuits and gravy. I'm getting meatballs and gravy.
We had
It,
lots of Crisco,
yeah,
lots of butter.
yeah. We had tomatoes and lemons and and garlic.
Tomatoes
You
and
know.
lemons and garlic. Oh my.
Yeah, exactly. So the from the vault of it, it made wheel it might no, not wheels. It made Shaky cry a little bit, laugh a little bit, brought up a lot of stuff from when I was a kid. And it
Okay.
actually and by the way, if you watch this movie and you don't want to eat afterwards, again, something's wrong with you. It's
Yeah.
because you do. It made watching this movie made me just unbelievably hungry. Yeah.
That sounds like a bonus to me.
Yeah, it is. I'm a
So
week
you walked away crying and hungry.
Yeah, I'm a weekend or two away. Once I get through this weekend because of my other endeavors of how
Your
I make
musical
money.
endeavors.
Yes, my job as a musician. This weekend I will be kind of busy, and then after this, there's going to be a weekend. There's going to be a day coming up soon where it's just going to be gravy day. I got to make some good Italian gravy. It's been a long time. It's been too long since I've done it. So, all right, moving on. getting into the crux of what we wanted to talk about today. Today is about the thing that nobody can control. It's all just kind of here. We just deal with it as it comes. It is the weather.
Your constant companion.
Yes. Shall we talk about the weather? So, here's the deal. Under normal circumstances, everybody just kind of deals with the weather the way they deal with the weather. No, it's raining, you grab an umbrella, you grab a raincoat. Worst case scenario, grab a garbage bag, cut a hole in it, put that over the top of it. And homemade rain poncho. Did you ever do that?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the rain, sometimes it's the snow, sometimes it's the cold, sometimes it is the extreme heat. And I will tell you, and I'm going to let Wheels dig into this a little bit more, but from a standpoint of what I have seen it do to her, extreme heat and MS are
No.
not bad, are not good bedfellows. They do not. The one makes the other very, very difficult.
Very, very angry.
Explain.
Well, no, any change in body temperature, even a half a degree, can have a huge impact, and everybody knows this. That's like one of the top 3 triggers that they tell you as soon as you're diagnosed is watch the heat. And my most recent stay at Moria Joy, I actually had to wear a cooling vest before I did any physical activity, just to kind of prime me, to get me ready to exert myself.
Really?
So I mean, I've had many instances where heat has completely wiped me out. And I know the fellow my masters out there can understand. It's like the number one thing we avoid is extreme heat. Extreme cold will cause a different thing. We'll talk about that later. But extreme heat, I would say I don't know anyone who can handle it.
MS wise.
MS wise.
Right. Okay.
I mean, have you had any problems yet with it affecting you?
From a Parkinson's standpoint, no, I have not. I have not. But there's a couple things in play here. One, I'm a bit. I'm going to say I'm a bit cold blooded. I don't know if that's the right way. The real extreme heat like that, especially unless it's like super humid, doesn't hit me as much. But I think that's because I've spent a good portion of time in the Caribbean and in Mexico and really hot places anyway. And at some point or another, I think you adapt. That's one for that's with being a non-MS person. I have not read any studies that correlates Parkinson's issues with being exacerbated by heat. So I don't know that that's it's as much of a thing for me as it is for you.
And MS, one of the problems is it's internal and external. So internal, for example, this weekend, one of the reasons we couldn't film our fun podcast was I had a fever all day on Sunday. Now, anytime my body temperature raises, I mean, it's going to knock me down, like extreme. A fever knocks anyone down. But it really, when you have MS, even a small temperature, huge, huge dramatic effect on your body.
Yeah.
So it can affect you internally. So stay well, my friends. Or externally, which is about the weather, which is kind of more where I wanted to go today.
Right, and we'll get to that.
Right.
We have that. The fever the other day was crazy. I watched. I was there for some of that. I got to witness it.
Wasn't it fun?
My apologies for not recognizing that was a rectal thermometer I put in your mouth.
Oh, knock it off.
That was funny. So
Yeah.
Funny. The thermometer tastes funny.
Yeah.
You
Nice.
should probably label those things a little better.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so that beats you up with that. For me, for a Parkinson's thing, this isn't weather related. This isn't Parkinson's related. The weather for me isn't so much the extreme heat as much as it's the extreme cold. I am, and I don't think this is Parkinson's related. I think this is from some other sector of my brain.
Yeah.
I am a full-on believer in the existence and varying severity of seasonal depression. So,
Okay.
so when we get into the weather on the opposite side of you, like when you're like, oh, it's nice and it's cold outside, and that's just easier for you to navigate physically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fine, great, good bully for you, because you know what? I hate it. I absolutely cannot do it anymore. The darkness, the cold, the darkness, just I can't. It's really that it is very, very difficult. One year, many years ago, I think it was like 2016. I want to say. I actually Allison, husband or wife of Shaky, more or less kicked me out of the house for a bit. She's like, I don't care where you go, but go somewhere warm and reset yourself, because if not, I'm going to kill you. And I think she genuinely was actually contemplating how to do it without, getting caught. Although,
I'm not saying a word.
I think she thinks that a lot. But legit, and that was like the year that I really realized it was a thing, and that seasonal depression is a thing, and that is very weather related. But here's the problem with this. No matter what it is, no matter what weather it is that affects you and how it affects you, you can't exactly escape it, unless, I mean, look, if you're somebody who's very well to do and you happen to have houses in different environments, then great. But for the normal run of the mill folks like us, and we are about as run of the mill as the mill can be. You're just kind of there. Here's my house, and here's the weather that's approaching, or here's the football game. we spoke about this in one of our early episodes. Here's the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio, that was called in the third quarter because of extreme weather, lightning, high winds, bad that whole thing. And and we have stadium security and Canton, Ohio police encouraging me to push a woman in an aluminum wheelchair around outside in a lightning storm.
Yeah, that was a big no.
That was a hard pass. But what else do you do? At the end of the day, what else do you do? I mean, obviously we're not going outside, but you can't change the weather. So we can't, I don't even know how we would combat it from your heat issues. My for me, the cold issues is just try to stay warm. And like I have a little special light, like a little sun lamp that I use to try to help. But you have your cooling vests and your fans and your cooling towels and stuff. Didn't I remember? Oh gosh, let's see. What year was it? This would have been. Was it a Justin Fields year or a Mitch Trubisky? Was it a Mitch Trubinsky year that we went to? That we went down to Bourbonnais, Illinois, to see Bears preseason.
Neither of them. They weren't there yet. It was before them.
Who's the quarterback at that?
Not sure, but it was way before both.
Bad is what it was. But so we went there. We had gone to camp, and that day was like 95 degrees and like 1,000% humidity.
And that was when I was still on my feet.
Yeah, but we did use a chair for you. I think we used a wheelchair that day for you. You were still
for long distances, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because I remember we do have a picture where we're standing, but moving you around, I think we were using the chair, and I could see you didn't last that long in that heat.
No, it's extreme. I mean,
all right. I'm trying to think. Boy, it's gonna bother me who was on the team that year. And
we'll figure it out.
I'll go. I know I have some pictures in my phone. I will have to go look at the date. But anyway, point being is. There's certain things like cool, again, extra jackets for me, sun lamps, cooling vests, cooling towels, fans, and
hydration
and all these things. But they're really just you're throwing
survival tactics.
Yeah, you're throwing a deck chair off the Titanic. It's just not super
And I mean, there are other things besides the temperature that affect us, but I mean, they will tell you heat is by far as soon as you're diagnosed, you understand that the trigger is going to be heat, and that depression and fatigue are the top symptoms. And I mean, these are from the rule book. I mean, that's the MS rule book. The other thing, I mean, if you are fortunate to have money, I mean, MSers, they recommend possibly snowbirding it, to avoid the heat, to avoid the cold.
Reverse snowbirding it.
Right, because I mean, we do know, I think my magic number, and MSers have to find your magic number, but mine is 72. Sorry to disappoint you, it's not 83, but 72 degrees. Whether you're inside or you're outside, keep it 72 degrees. I know, keep it 72. That'll be my number. I can't do the voice 72. Keep it 72, and I'm a happy person.
For point of reference, go to YouTube and look up Clark from Desplaines, Clarke, Clark from Desplaines, and you'll understand the 83 thing. But yeah, I know, and I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. But we'll see. But see, 72, somewhere like 72 to 75 is sort of my magic number.
But I can tell you, and I lived with you, and you know this. I mean, I could tell if you change something a degree. If my kids change the thermostat, for some reason, my body, I can tell that it's no longer 72.
Right.
It is the goofiest thing in the world, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. But that is my magic number. So I need to live someplace where it's 72 year-round, which I obviously can't do in Chicago. It's rare that we even have a 72-degree day.
I don't know if you can do that anywhere.
You know what? I have researched.
Of course,
because you need to live. I know you know me. There are certain places that are the best places in the world, quote unquote, to live with MS.
And I'm sure you. Oh well, yeah, but that's not because they're 72 every day. And I'm sure you have those all listed in a spreadsheet somewhere. And
I do.
Figured out cost and how to get there and everything else. Well,
and that's the problem is they're very expensive, but you need to live someplace. Because I've nagged at you about this too. The barometric pressure. It needs to not go up and down. It needs to be stable. Humidity. None, please.
Well, that's okay. Well, what you're describing is
paradise.
Is impossible land. Welcome to nowhere. I mean,
exactly.
Especially now. I mean, look at, and I don't want to get into the whole. I don't want to get into the political side of climate change and all that stuff, but the climate is changing. What 20 years ago, 30 years ago, where you could maybe find a place that's 72 degrees most of the time with very low barometric pressure changes and everything else.
Oh, Hawaii.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, Hawaii's got to be pretty darn close.
No, it doesn't. No, actually, you'd be surprised.
I mean, I've heard that Southern California.
Also, no.
A lot of my friends, it's not going to be perfect, but a lot of my friends are moving to the Southwest. Which I know that problem is the barometric pressure is high.
Well,
or
yeah,
up, not high, but up and down.
yeah, but the thing with the Southwest, now the thing, so I'd be curious to see. I'd be curious to see how you would do, like in Arizona. Yes, high heat. Yes, high heat, but very low humidity.
But the storms, that's where the barometric pressure kind of ranges. They do get storms, and that's, I mean, you
Ish,
can't avoid that.
ish.
I mean, you're gonna have good days and bad days anyway with the MS, but to find a place where the environment plays less of a factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
A place unlike Chicago, why I live in, the worst possible place, but it makes life fun.
True. Well, and then there's this whole thing. Now look, I'm looking at our notes here, and I think this is, I think uh, this is an observation that I is just strictly um, hit and miss. I don't know. You're saying your theory is that rain follows us wherever we go. That you and
I
I that you
I
and I
swear we
are
have said that.
that we are the black clouds, that we are the gray clouds. The rain just comes along and says, "Hey, where is? Oh, look, there's Wheels and Shaky. Let's bring some
She's in
rain."
her wheelchair and they
Right.
can't. Yeah,
Right. So first off, let me just say that this theory has zero actual hard evidence behind it. And it's nonsense. It's completely and utterly random. But it's not wrong necessarily either. We do tend to get rain. We get rained on, and we get rained on at inopportune times.
yes, we do.
We've gone to other things like the Bears game that we went to a couple years ago.
Yeah,
The
that was nice.
Bears Detroit. That could not have been a better day.
That
Weather.
was beautiful.
It was a gorgeous
Which
day.
is odd for a Bears game for me. Yeah,
Early, well, yeah, but it was early. What was I think that was September, October. I was
October.
wearing.
Yeah,
It was October. I was wearing shorts.
I know.
That was awesome. And then good seats because of the um, good seats because of the special seating we get was good.
Yes,
The
you're
wheelchair.
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know that's the best thing about that's
Hey, there's very few benefits.
there's well that was a Justin Fields game.
That's why I said I knew that
And he
the
looked pretty
camp was
good.
way,
So
yeah, way
uh,
earlier.
but yeah, I mean we've had good weather days. It just seems like we tend to remember the rain ones because with
You always
you,
remember the bad. Yeah.
well, it's not that I no I see I don't remember. Try to remember both. I like to remember the good, and then sometimes I remember the bad. The thing is with when it's you and me and you're in the when it's you and me and you're in the chair, when it's Wheels, uh then we start dealing. Then yeah, everything has to move. Everything ends up moving a little slower, but you're trying to move faster. You're trying to
Right.
run and dodge raindrops while you're pushing somebody in a wheelchair. This is not an easy thing to do.
Well, even just getting the chair in and out of a vehicle, for example,
Right.
in any kind of extreme weather. I know it causes. Don't start
I,
laughing.
well, I can't help. Look, I can't help it. So, of course, the thing cited here, and I'll let you dig into it more because I was inside. Is Allison? It would be Mrs. Shaky. Just go ahead.
Yes.
'Cause
No, no, no. I was trying to remember stories for this episode for us to recall from our memories or from individual or together
You and I
about dealing with the wheelchair dealing with the wheelchair in extreme weather. And I was going through, rain, snow, whatever, wind, and one of the stories that came up, and you were inside in one of your band gigs, so you don't remember it, but just being in Chicago, at what time of year? It would have been
It was
Christmas time.
it was a Christmas show. I think
So-
it was our last show of the season. We were doing a Christmas show.
So it was freezing cold. I think maybe a polar vortex one of those nights. It was like -10, but Mrs. Shaky and I thought, oh, this is Christmas. It'd be nice to go see Jay in a band gig.
It was my
So the
last
two of
gig.
us,
It was my
exactly,
last gig with that band too.
which
It
is
was
why it
fun.
was important.
Right.
So the two of us ventured out in this weather, thinking, oh, no problem, coats, we're covered. It's -10 Fahrenheit or whatever. Pull in, and you've got to realize getting the chair in and out of a vehicle, even in decent weather, can be challenging. But Allison is on the smaller side. Stop laughing. She's on the smaller side,
She's 5 foot nothing.
but she's great at getting my chair out. But
It depends on the vehicle, but yeah.
but it's -10, and Allison doesn't really hurry either.
No, she
So
does, but when she does hurry. But her hurry, her hurry. I mean, it takes her 2 steps for a normal person's one.
oh,
So
stop. So I'm sitting in this nice warm car. She was fortunate. I mean, she was nice enough to leave the car going.
of course,
Well, she goes to the back door and tries
yeah,
to
she's a good woman.
take out my chair and basically assemble it and get it ready, taking it out, adding the wheels, adding the cushion, blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting in this beautiful car in this negative 10-degree temperature, feeling so guilty that she's out there doing this. Oh my God, it was taking a while,
She's
and I know one of the wheels didn't go on correctly, and
she's a doll of a woman, and that's
oh my
exactly what.
God, she is so
Yeah,
wonderful.
she is. She
Oh,
absolutely is.
it took forever, but she did it.
Yep.
She did.
You guys
Closed
got
the
inside. I remember.
yep, we got inside. It was fabulous, but the guilt that I felt and I was trying really hard. I wasn't laughing. I really wasn't laughing. I wasn't.
Yeah, it'll pass.
At just the little she was struggling.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could do. And her hands, she didn't have her gloves on, so
Which I find fascinating because it could be 50 degrees outside and she's going to bring gloves with her. She turns on the seat heater. She turns on she turns on the seat heater and the steering wheel, the heated steering wheel
right, and
when
you
it's
don't
like
wear your gloves while
50.
you drive.
She does
And so oh,
sometimes.
so yeah, so when you're assembling this, you don't want anything in your way. It was just
Well,
awful. And I've had to deal with this with a lot of people, but this particular instance, it was -10 and she was struggling and I remember the handicap parking wasn't exactly close
no,
either.
it wasn't. I know the venue you're talking about too. I remember the venue that you're talking about, and I remember what this was. And I think because you guys got there late, because
Yeah.
I would have told I told her, I said, well, text me when you get here and I'll come out and help. But I think we had already started playing.
Yeah, we
You
were
got there.
late.
I think you got there. You guys got there. Your inability to get places on time is down to your own detriment.
Yes.
So
Well, it takes
no,
a lot to get me
it
in and
does.
out
No, it
of
does.
the
I know.
house.
I get that. I understand that.
But you do
Uh,
plan for it, yes you do.
so and then
I did, you will laugh too. This was my rain story. I did consult with my kids because they are the primary people to take me in and out of a vehicle. And you do too. I think your Cherokee does this. They have a hatchback.
mhm,
And I think the hatchback, both of my kids said it does help them, especially in the rain. So they have like a hood over them. So
yeah.
while they're assembling and disassembling my chair,
Well, that's part of it.
it still has to come around to get me in the rain, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the other thing, at least with the Cherokee, with my Cherokee, because it's an older Grand Cherokee, I have enough space where I can get your chair in and out of there and not have to take the wheels off.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
that's always so that saves me a bunch of time. Now, with
Jessica
the
does that also with
now
her
that
car.
well, and that current iteration of your chair with the power wheels, the magnet drive wheels. I
Yeah.
don't know. That one I'm not sure about. If I'm not sure how that would fit because those have bigger hubs. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember I'm trying to remember because when we did the Pittsburgh trip, when we did the stadium trip, you didn't bring those wheels. You brought the other one.
Manual.
Yeah.
See, and that's another part of having a wheelchair in the rain. I
Hmm.
have electronic wheels and I have manual wheels.
Right.
And I don't want to take the electronic wheels out in the rain. So if
Right.
I need to go out and it's raining, I'm going to be pushed.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to use my manual wheels.
Yes, me. That's me. I'm the
Yeah,
manual wheels.
you're the pusher.
A manual.
Uh,
That's one of my name said
yeah,
Manuel. That's
that's your new name.
Manuel wheels.
That works.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm the manual
I mean,
wheels
so
in
that's
nice
another
hilly
facet of
cities.
having to go out in the rain.
Right.
And no one in a wheelchair, I can't imagine wanting to go out in the rain.
No.
Because you can use it. I've gone out to like the illumination at the Arboretum
Yeah.
where it's a walk and you pay so much for the tickets, you're going to go no matter what.
Right.
And it started snowing. Um, so I do remember having a golf umbrella over
Right.
my head in the snow, but it doesn't cover your feet. You know, your head will stay dry, but your feet are sticking out.
Yeah, and
So,
of course you're probably not wearing like good shoes because you only buy not crapo, but you buy cheap not che- you buy light gauge shoes because you want them to go on your feet easy. So I didn't. What were you wearing on your
and I
feet?
don't walk.
Right.
Just my little
You're like Vans.
slip-ons.
Yeah, you're slip-ons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your feet are probably wet and cold and freezing and
Hmm.
everything else. But
And we're in the snow, so it's harder to push. So we chose to keep forging forward
Of course you did. Of
because the snow got a little bit deeper.
course you did.
You know, what do you mean? Of course you did.
Of course you did. No, because I know who you were with, and I know
Oh,
what that is.
the
But
tickets were expensive. We weren't turning back,
I get it.
and it was Christmas. So how?
Yeah. So
Mm.
I don't I don't know. I don't.
So
Yeah. Good.
no, I'm just saying. So weather poses a lot of different problems. I mean, just getting in and out of the vehicle, getting out and about, and you don't want to say, "I'm just going to stay home today because it's raining or snowing," especially if you have somewhere to go. So I will say, if the readers have any other solutions, I mean, I've had ponchos that I wear, and I put them over my chair.
How about Cisco's?
Just goes.
Just my poncho and Cisco. Never mind. It's an
Oh
old,
my
very
God.
old TV reference.
Oh my God. I
Nobody's
can't
gonna
believe
get
I
that.
fell for that.
Nobody's gonna get that. No, it's
But your feet still stick out.
well,
I
yeah.
mean, it's.
Well, okay. Here's solution number one: get real boots. Even if you're not walking, get something. Or dude, you know what?
Ooh, I could do
Put
bread
the.
bags over the
Yeah, I was
top
gonna
of
say
my granddad.
put some plastic bags on your feet.
Different Wonder Bread bags when you're
Put
little.
Wonder Bread bags on your feet like
Yep.
we used to do as kids.
I love that. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yes, I do. Or get or I don't know. There's
I'm sure someone's invented something.
no, I don't think so.
So, I mean, if people have any ideas, any suggestions,
This is
by all means.
Yeah, but see, this is one of those things where, again, it's weather. So everybody just like, look, it's weather. You deal with it. What are you going to do about it? It's you try to dress warm. You try to do some. You try to you know do anything to combat it. But weather always wins. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
can't. It's until we get to the point where we can start controlling what's what, which I don't
yeah.
see that happening anytime soon. You try to prepare for it the best you can. You try to prepare for it and be ready for it and do whatever do whatever it is you can to live through it and survive it, and not like in your case, like powering through for the illumination thing, or us having to go find like weird shelter next to the Hall of Fame
The restaurant,
stadium,
yeah.
the restaurant, that very nice restaurant, who I forget the name of that. I'd still love to give him a plug. The um where else? I'm trying to think where else did we? What else did we run into?
Um,
The heat, having enough the heat at Bears Camp where we had to cool you down. At some point, there's
I've
just
just had to adjust my attitude. The rain makes it another adventure, as long as it's safe. Because that lightning at the Hall of Fame, no, you are not getting me out in that one.
well,
That was a no-go. But
well,
I mean, for
right,
the
of
most part,
course,
I could just say, it started hailing on me once.
right,
We just do like the sprint to the car, or we find shelter, or
right.
you make it an adventure and change your attitude. That's all you
Well,
can do.
right, exactly. I mean, at some point or another, you're just if it's just raining and it's just going to be, look, we're getting wet and there's no way around this, then fine. You go home, you're drenched, and you get in the house and you put on dry off, you put on dry clothes. It's it's just everything. Ultimately, what this comes down to is for you more than me, but I have my moments with this. Is that everything gets exacerbated by environmental issues, by environmental changes that we can't control, be it weather, be it wind,
Yeah.
rain. Um, you know, it could be weird traffic things. It could be there could be anything that's there's you just sort of have to accept how much stuff is out of your control and do the best you can. It's
Well, and that's
how
kind
many
of the
times.
point, big point of this podcast,
Well, right.
is accepting things are out of your control, and here's some suggestions. Let's make life better. Let's make life easier.
How many times have I told you when well, should we do this? Should we do? How many times have I said the words to you? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's
I
what
think a
it's
lot. I
what
think
you
it's
do,
a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, I think it's a lot. I think we'll figure it out because
Find the
it's what we do.
problem, find the solution.
Because it's what we do. We navigate it, and
Yeah.
we do our best. Some things are a lot more predictable. Some things we can plan for much easier. But weather's just it is what it is. You know, you try your best. You try your best to plan for it. I certain things like a funny weather concept to me is something that was just brought up with having a Chicago south side of Chicago Pope is dibs, like in the wintertime when you get dibs on the
Yeah.
street.
Not the
So
ice cream dibs.
no, we get dib like so you dig it. So for those of you for the non-Chicago people, here's the thing. So in Chicago, where you have street parking, if you have a really bad snowstorm, you shovel out your parking spot, but you're saving that parking spot. So you put like a lawn chair and like a folding table and a broom across it. That's dibs. That's your spot. And if somebody comes and takes your spot, the unwritten rules are you can ice down that person's car. It's
Nice.
dibs are dibs. Dibs are yours. You shovel out that spot. That is your spot. Period. End of story. So what to which I think with having a South Side Chicago Pope, I think in the big St. Peter's Square there, if the Pope is going to come out like on Sunday and you get there early and you want a good seat, you should be able to set up dibs in the square in St. Peter's Square, and that should be honored because it's the South Side Pope. That's where I go with this. Yeah. So what's that over there?
Dibs.
Hey, what's that over there? That's my folding chair. That's my folding. It's got to be the old school folding chair. That's my folding chair, my push broom, and my charcoal grill that I don't use anymore. That's my spot. Dibs.
Yeah.
Yeah, dibs. In the Swedish guards will be looking at you like you're a lunatic. Or not Swedish, Swiss guard, Swedish.
Swedish.
Sure. Yeah.
Those Swedish guards in Rome, man.
The Swedish
They're
fish,
all over the place, man.
the Swiss guard, and the Swedish fish. So
Get it straight, man.
yeah, but
Well, I mean, the one story that cracks me up when I think about just dealing with is we paid a fortune for that safari that I so desperately wanted in Ohio.
yeah,
And we were going on that safari no matter what.
right.
And it was somewhat nice when we took off, maybe.
Yeah, but
Cloudy.
it didn't rain that bad. It was a little bit of rain here and there, and the rain doesn't bother the animals. As a matter of fact, I think the rain gets them moving a little bit.
Exactly. That's what I'm
You know.
saying. It actually made our day a little bit better.
Yeah,
We
got
were
really
under the
good pictures.
canopy.
Got really good pictures of that rhinoceros' butt. And the
And the
giraffe came
rhino
around.
that went pee,
Yeah.
while we were watching.
Right.
They didn't care.
Nope.
But we paid for it. We were gonna do it no matter what.
Yeah.
It was a bit of an inconvenience to have to, get in and out in the rain. But, we did it.
Yeah, but even that wasn't. I mean, that wasn't bad. It was what was more. See, I think what was more of an adventure on that trip more than anything else. We're kind of combining two trips. I put the Hall of Fame trip and the Pittsburgh and the thing because that was all. Even though it was a couple weeks apart, it was still supposed to be one trip.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Thank you.
Because the COVID thing screwed that up.
Thank you, COVID. Yeah.
Right, but no. More importantly to me was the other adventure portion of that exercise was getting back to the car after the football game, after the Hall of Fame game, because first.
Yeah.
Well, because first we end up in the restaurant. We end up taking shelter in the restaurant. They finally get somebody to come and pick us up in a van to shuttle us to the car because we couldn't because the handicap parking was completely full. So we ended up having to park way away. But then the guy that they sent didn't know the neighborhood, didn't know the area. He's just some schmo who could drive that van.
Yeah, there was everyone on deck that night.
So finally, somebody on the bus finally had to take charge and go, all right, whose car is where? Get out your GPS, find your car, and tell us how to get there. And then and that person was me. I just got tired of this guy was just driving in circles.
Who knew what they were doing.
First of all, think about who was. I was not the loudest person on that bus. There were those Philadelphia fans over there.
Oh yeah,
those people were lunatics.
Yeah.
Those people were lunatics. But those guys, if we would have just let those guys just like run everything, we'd still be driving around in circles in that van now.
Yes, we would have been in Philly. Yes.
So yeah, no thanks. But we got our spot. We finally got our spot. Once I got everybody to figure out how to find their where your car is, it's like, okay, who's next? And then we just follow the GPS. Everybody follows the GPS and tells the guy where to go. It worked. It worked, but again, because the weather chased everybody away. The golf carts were gone. The golf cart guys were gone.
Everyone left.
So it was out. So it is what it is.
We got a little bit damp, but we had a whole lot of fun. We did not get struck by lightning, so we stayed safe.
Right.
and water never hurts anybody. But living in a place like Chicago, I mean, I've had to have my kids go. I mean, you have to prepare so much to even get me out of the house, especially in the snow. Go shuffle the driveway, and then we can leave for my doctor's appointment.
Right. Dibs.
Because you can't take, yeah, well, in my driveway.
I know.
Hey, my kids do have dibs in my driveway. Three
Okay.
kids, one driveway. Not fun.
Right.
But yeah, they have to clean, at least a swipe of the driveway for my wheelchair to be able to get on the driveway so we can leave.
Or here's here's a wackadoo thought because I've been in your house and I've seen it. How about clearing out a section of the garage?
You are so funny. You think a garage is not made for cars, it's made for stuff.
It's made for it. May look like even with me with all the crap that I have, and I have a
Yeah.
pretty wide assorted collection of crap.
Mhm.
I got a garage. I got a car in my garage. I got my I got Mongo in the garage. There's a reason for that. At least leave one spot and leave a path to that. This is not rocket science.
No. We left in a hurry
I know.
for my last place, and everything just landed in the garage. But
Oh, I know. I know. I've seen it.
so we need to move to a place where you've always said where it's you don't have to wear pants,
Sure.
sorry, shorts, but
Or-
not
No,
no pants at all. But yeah, so
no. Well, hey, no pants at all would be great too. Honestly, it'd be pretty comfortable. But basically, where pants and socks are non-existent.
okay, and I need somewhere where it's always 72.
Yeah, that I can't guarantee always 72, but at
Yeah,
72, I'll tell you what, I'm not wearing pants and I'm not wearing socks.
that's what I'm saying. So we need
Right.
to all find a place, a
Yep.
happy place where it's 72 sunny all the time, no change in barometric pressure, no
Yeah,
humidity.
doesn't exist.
Uh, we can't
No.
build it because
Yeah,
we're not
we'll
Mother
build like a
Nature.
dome. We'll build like a biodome.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll build like
Stephen
something
King
really.
ruined that concept. No, no domes. Like no capes, no
Oh,
domes.
see, not Adam Sandler. Who was that? Pauly Shore and some idiot ruined that for me in like the late
Oh,
90s.
the dome thing, yeah.
And Brendan Fraser, a young
God,
Brendan
we're showing
Fraser.
our age today.
Man.
You made a Spinal Tap reference? I mean,
Yeah, but Spinal Tap's fresh in the news because there's a second one coming out. There's been a lot of coverage of that. Goes to 11. All right, so what have we accomplished here today? We've
I
we've
mean,
spent we've spent all this time basically complaining about the weather and how it affects us and trying to come up with ways to combat it.
we've
Uh,
exposed challenges is what we've done.
Boy, okay, that's putting a really pretty face on it, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is not only is that pig in a prom dress, somebody's putting lipstick on it. Okay, but yeah, but I mean, look, it does. I mean, think about how many of our stories, and we have a lot of cool adventure, like our little cool adventure stories. That I always say, look, adventures suck when you're having them
Mhm.
because yeah, and that's and weather has always had dramatic effects on that, and it is what it is. Um,
I will say that even this morning I was looking at um, handicap accessible vans,
yeah,
with the fancy ramps that you can roll in and out of. But even that, you still have to come out in the weather.
right.
So any of the weather challenges I've exposed, even if I buy a $60,000 handicap accessible van, I'll still be dealing with them.
Right. Just get
Um,
in and out.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, these
Couple less
challenges
raindrops.
exist. Right, the challenges exist regardless of some of the equipment that you have.
Right.
You've got to go old school with the big poncho, with the big umbrella. I don't know what else is out there. Um, but you can't escape
Oh.
the weather. That's the point.
Yep. I think I
The
don't
only
have.
other thing, no,
Yeah.
the only other thing I was going to talk about, because this weekend we did chat about it too, is, for example, with the weather here, something like we get tornado warnings all the time, at least 4 times a season. So if I am talking to someone, all I've got to say is I'm heading to the bathtub, and they know what I mean. I did have one friend say, "Why are you going to your bathtub?"
Sure.
But it's mostly people understand that that's where I'm going to head for a tornado. But think about the challenge in a wheelchair.
And once you get in the bathtub, then me or Matthew, whoever, I'm going to go stand outside and look for the thing because that's what you do in Chicago.
Exactly.
Where is it?
Ex-
Tornado come? Where? I don't hear it. I don't see. Where is it?
and
the
I
whole
have to
time
miss
you're,
it because I'm in the bathtub. I want to see it.
well,
Um,
we can take. I'll
I was
take
about,
that out. I mean,
we talked about your house, the possibility about me heading back out there.
yeah.
There's no bathtub on your first floor. So someone in a wheelchair, we've got to make special accommodations for the weather, even inside our houses.
We don't really get tornadoes here.
I thought you had a couple of warnings last year.
No, I don't think so. I don't.
I keep track of every. You know me. I love weather. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. I'm. You study it. You study it and you enjoy it and you like. Like.
I
like,
geek
and
out over it.
even though it like destroys you, it's like a complete. It's like this is like this. This is like the FBI, like psychological profiling people who just live to study maniacs. Yeah, it's similar to that.
But think about the challenges it takes. Because once I get into the bathtub, it's much easier to have one person put me in.
Right.
It takes a little bit more effort to get me out.
Well, it's trying to fit the wheelchair in the bathtub. That's so much harder.
Yes, it is a problem. Ha ha ha.
See what it is?
So I mean, even in the Midwest, I mean that's our challenge here. I'm trying to think of.
But even you, honestly, you don't need to go in the bathtub. First off, I've seen your house. You don't need to go in the bath. You just need to get away from the windows. Go in the bathroom, close the door.
That is true. And I do have a transfer bench. Most people know what that is.
Yeah, it's
To at least get me into the tub. I'm not physically in the tub anymore.
right. You could go in the. You could in theory. You could go in the bathroom, sit on the toilet, and just sit there and wait it out. And you're going to be just as safe on the toilet. You're going to be in the bathtub.
We don't do the bathtub with the mattress over our head like we used to.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but you're not surviving. It's not like a bomb is going off in your house. It's
Just trying to escape the weather.
right. I
You
get it.
know,
That's where
it's
you
just
go.
different considerations
And
that you
in
have
that
to
case,
make.
it's mostly, for the most part, it's about getting away from the windows. So in your house, they could wheel you around by the laundry closet and tuck you in back there.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, because in this case, it's really just about getting away from the windows. If your house, look, if your house takes a full on direct hit from a tornado, it doesn't matter if you're in the bathtub, the bathtub, the basement, the attic, it doesn't matter. You're going to be in trouble, all kinds of trouble. If the sorry, I get distraction. If you're
okay.
going to, if you're, that's like that tornado just like targets your house perfectly, and the two houses on each side are untouched.
Yeah.
And you've seen that. You've seen that
That
happen.
happens already. Yeah.
Then you're screwed. Then you're just screwed. I don't care. Unless, like I said, maybe if you're down in the basement and you're underneath like an old school cast iron bathtub, but that ain't happening here. It's really
Ooh.
about just getting away from the windows. So you go in. So you could go in. You could just go tuck into the bathroom, close the door, or go tuck. In your case, go tuck in by the garage entrance, by the laundry closet. Tuck in behind there, and you're away from the windows.
Yeah, we'd be able to close the door, but yeah. But I mean, it's like I'm just us talking about. I mean, it's just another thing to consider.
Yeah.
When you have a wheelchair and how you're going to handle different things.
Well, right. The level of preparedness, for really, really extreme weather for you is more difficult. It's a longer list. So
Yeah, around here it definitely is. Oh my God,
well, you live in the
extreme
wrong
weather we
place.
get.
You live in the wrong place, and I say this as somebody who used to live there.
I'm not gonna fight you on that one. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
you do.
I do.
Yes.
So that's another part of the fun of weather.
Right.
So just
then the
exposing
only other thing, and since you made a note here, I'll mention it. The only other upside to living where you live,
I know where you're going.
in extreme weather is if she happens to be on TV at the time,
She does.
is the visual presence of one Cheryl Scott.
Oh my God.
Who is just Cheryl Scott is for people who do not live in the Chicago area. You may have seen her occasionally on the weekends doing Good Morning America. Sometimes she gets the call to go up to the big national stage and fill
she
in.
does. I've never seen
once in a while. Once in a while. She is the chief meteorologist on ABC 7 News in Chicago, and is also just delicious.
You are so obsessed.
She is She's a very,
Oh yeah.
I will say it, I'll say it nicely. She's very attractive.
Hmm.
She's a good combination of very attractive and very smart.
She is very good at what she does. I will say that. I do enjoy watching her newscasts. Her weathercasts.
And I also adore her because she's dog people. So she's very caring
Bonus.
about dogs. Yeah. So
So another reason to be mindful of the weather.
right. So all right. Anything else?
I think that's all. Just
I think
keep
that's
your
it.
eyes to the skies, everybody.
Yep. All right. So wheelsandshaky.com. You guys, this is the drill. Wheelsandshaky.com. Send us emails. If we email suggestions, thoughts. Uh, I was going to say prayers, but no.
Recommendations,
Recommendations, cool products, ideas,
stories.
anything, stories, stuff, things, items. Wheels at wheelsandshaky.com or shaky at wheelsandshaky.com. We'll get emails in front of us. Hopefully the website is up and running.
I'm still trying.
It's been a bit iffy. We're gonna engage some professional help here pretty soon. And like us, subscribe us, follow us, download us. Especially for those of you that are on American soil, we're trying to get our American numbers up. For some reason, we have a gigantic following in India, which is awesome.
Go us.
I don't understand why or how, but hey, cool.
But thank you.
Thank you for those of you on the other side of the planet and a very populated country who are listening to us. Appreciate that. And we're out. Later. Take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your friends. Do something nice for people. Go be kind and be well. Later. Stop. Okay, what is she doing?